For slides 101 to 110, we're going to be looking at financial functions. So on these slides, these first couple of ones, let me pull this over here. You'll see that there's a bunch of abbreviations that are used in this. And so while we're doing the formulas, it's going to use these, and we need to be familiar with what they are. So we're going to be using like some of these pieces in here, okay? So it's okay if you don't know them off the top of your head, but be able to reference them to understand what the formulas that you're actually making are. So we're not actually getting started here until slide 105, and it has us open up the financial document, and of course we're gonna save this as solution. All right. Now, first thing we're going to do is go to cell C18. I'm going to scroll over here, C18, this monthly payment one. And we're going to type in equals PMT. And it tells us right here, this calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and constant interest rate. So say you're buying a car, okay? You're making the same monthly payment every single time at the same interest rate every single time. That's not changing at all. So this would be one that you could use here, okay? So we're going to open up the parentheses. The rate that we're using is cell C7. So that's 5.25%. And it tells us we're going to divide by 12, this interest rate, divided by 12 months. Comma. The MPR, I believe this is like the number of payments. So we're going to do this over the course of 48 months, comma. And then in cell C6, the total amount that we're going to be borrowing is this, or the present value, which is the PV, is $18,000. We're going to add a clothing parentheses here and press enter. Okay. So what this gives us here is that if you were to borrow $18,000 at an interest rate of 5.25% per year for 48 months, that your monthly payment for those 48 months would be $416.57. Okay, that includes the original $18,000 as well as the interest added on there. So now we're going to go down here, the principal payment, period number 7, and the interest payment for period number 11. So we're going to do equals minus PPMT, returns the payment on the principal for a given investment based on periodic constant payments and constant interest rate. So based on everything staying the same for this loan, at the 7th period, the 7th month that we're paying this off, what is the principal payment? So we're going to do C7 divided by 12, 7th period, with our interest rate and with our total amount that we borrowed. Close that, press enter. So on the 7th period of our $416, 346 of it is going to the interest, or to the principal, and the remaining amount is going to the interest. On period 11, how much is going to the interest? So we're going to do, again, C7 divided by 12, this 11th period, So on the 11th period, we're going to be paying $63.68 just to the interest that we still owe on the loan. Okay, I'm now on slide 106. It says from select E6 through F8. So E6 through F8. This right here. Now we're going to click the Formulas tab in the Define Named group right over here. Click the Create From selection. Ensure that the left column is where our titles are and press OK. Now select F14. Straight line depreciation per year. So let's say you buy a vehicle for $18,000. After you have that vehicle for 5 years, it's not worth $18,000 anymore. It's been depreciating or going down in value throughout that time. So that's what we need to calculate, is how much is it going down per year using a straight line method, meaning it's going down the same amount every year per year. It's not how vehicles depreciate, but it works. Okay, and as an example here. So we're going to tell it SLN, or returns a straight line depreciation of an asset for one period. And we're going to type in costs. Select cost. Okay, that set of cells, which, where's the mouse, is right here. Okay, we're selecting cost and press tab. Okay, so you should see this highlight, and this should say cost, comma, SA, we're typing salvage, comma, and our life. Okay, so we're saying that like it costs whatever we purchased costs $125,000. At the end of its life, we're going to be able to salvage it for $18,000. Like, just even for parts or whatever, it's still worth $18,000. And we anticipate that this is going to go down in value over the course of 12 years. After 12 years, it's only worth $18,000 anymore. So we're going to close the parentheses and press enter. So that means that each year, straight line, it is decreasing in value by $8,917. And now we're going to do the same thing in F15. F15, we're going to do DB, returns the depreciation of an asset for a specified period of time using the fixed declining balance method. So now we're going to do that same. Cost, salvage, life, period of three, and press enter. In I-15, I'm now on slide 106. On the Formulas tab in the Function Library group, click the Financial button. And we're going to select Duration from the list. Use the Function Arguments dialog box to fill in the values based on the entries in the range I6 through I11. Notice the scroll bar to the right of the dialog box. Be sure to scroll down so you can fill in the basis field. Like this right here. Like, we got all of these that we have to fit in there, and we can't extend the box. Okay, so our settlement date is right here. I'm just going to press enter. Our maturity date, our coupon, our yield, our frequency, and our basis. Press OK. Intel i26 right here in this yield. I'm going to just copy and paste is what I'm going to do from the slide, and you can see that it pulled all of these pieces of information here and came up with a percentage for us, a yield that we are seeking, that is sought after. I36. Sought after price. And Intel C22, we're coming over here. Don't you love when it just bounces you around like this? So the present value of the loan is $18,000 here. I'm now on slide 108. And this is saying the future value of this loan. So after all the interest is paid, how much is it actually going to cost you? Well, we borrowed $18,000, we're paying back over $22,000. And this one right here returns the number of periods and investment based on periodic constant payments and a constant interest rate. 48 payments. Just based on all the other information, we have 48 payments. We already knew that though. And then lastly, we're gonna look at what is IRR? I'm gonna scroll up. The internal rate of return for a series of cash flows specified in values occurring at regular intervals. Okay, now step number 23 tells us to select C25 and compare your results with the figure on the next slide, save and close the workbook. So just making sure that everything looks how it's supposed to on slide 110, save it, close it, and we are all set here.